about this. You want that on?
Yep. So for whoever is watching this on YouTube, we're going to be drawing hands today. So let's see how this all comes together.
See how well we stay on
That's how we stay on subject, yeah. Okay. TikTok is notifying our viewers that we're live. And let's hope that I can actually draw hands correctly today. I need to do some warm-ups. Ooh, we got some joining. Hello. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Vivi. Hey, Laxatives. Hello. Welcome, everyone. We're doing hands today, so we're going to wait for a few people. Well, I don't know how many other people. Hey, Alexia. We're going to wait for a few more people to come before we, do hands and stuff. So, yeah. How is everyone? Sorry, oh my gosh. Naja is cool. I remember that TV show. That's very nostalgic for me. Anyways, I wonder how everyone is right now. Tell me what you guys are up to today.
Warm-up time?
Yeah, I'm doing some warm-ups. Just doing some simple hands as warm-ups because I got to make sure the hands look good today. Doing pretty good. Doing some cleaning today. Nice. Hey, Star. Oh, you made chicken. That's cool. Hey, Me2B. Hi. Hi, Foxy. Hi, Emerald. I remember you guys. Hello, Soph. Hello. Went to the library and I'm tired. Nice.
Hello, welcome everybody.
Let's hope that you have your headphones on. No, because they're in the library and I don't know if they're playing this on speaker. They probably wouldn't.
I think they're back by now. Are you back from the library?
Oh, yeah, that's probably true. Hey, Arrow. Hey, Dance Mom. Hey, Moldy Jeff. Hey, Bread.
Welcome, welcome.
I wonder when we should get started on hands. I'm still kind of waiting for a few more people, but I have no idea how many I'm going to start.
You're just warming up right now, right?
Yeah, I'm just warming up. Can you send all these hand drawings in TikTok after live stream?
In TikTok? In our Discord server, we're going to send them.
Yes.
We have a channel in there called, what is it called? Content updates? Or
no, live stream demos, yes.
So if you want these, you can join the Discord server. You can find it in the link in our profile. And these will be uploaded after stream.
Yes. That's helping a lot. Oh, that's great.
That's good.
What iPad are you using? Just the iPad Pro? I'm not sure.
12.9.
12.9 inch. How long is stream going to go on for?
No idea.
No idea yet.
Probably an hour or two.
Yeah. I just barely came from a cosplay. Whoa, that's cool.
Wow. Hi, Daniela.
Hi, Daniela.
How are you doing?
Is this going to be on the live YouTube thing? Yeah, I think so. Because I think when I just started the stream, I was like, for everyone who's watching on YouTube, because we got to say that nowadays.
So I did want to let everybody know, TikTok takes forever to process these lives. So sometimes it'll take like 4 hours just to process. And then I have to download it and upload it. So that's why it's a little bit behind, because our internet likes to go out. And every time our internet goes out, it completely resets the processing.
Yep.
So it happened twice the other night. Mm-hmm. That's all good, Arrow. I just don't, I don't vet other Discord servers. So if people from our Discord server join another one and it ends up being toxic, I don't want to give a platform for that. Just in case.
Yeah, it's like just in case.
Just because there's so many young people. Like, people can make their own decisions, but we have people as young as like 13 in our Discord server. But it's all good.
Thanks, Dan's mom. We'll probably take up on your offer. Have you ever seen Tainted Knife? Never seen Tainted Knife. Hi, Me2B.
Heard of that. Burger Back Behind. Come get my internet. Yeah, I don't know what it is here. Cox internet in the valley in Phoenix is so bad. It just randomly shuts off multiple times a day for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes.
Okay, I think these hands are looking pretty decent, so I think I'll probably get started with a little bit of a lesson because it's been a while since we did a lesson. So maybe what I will do is I'll cover proportion of hands. I kind of went over these a few times in different streams, but it's always nice to do a little refresher, especially for people who are new. Proportions,
Phoenix. I was there in March. Yep.
Finger grouping. Forms. So we'll probably do this for now and maybe like little exercises.
Yeah, Daniela. Luckily, on the phone, we can switch to cellular data if it goes out.
Yeah. Drawing pointy fingers. Yeah, I can do like stylized fingers. That would be fun. Thank you for the suggestion.
How hot is it in Phoenix? I don't know. Pretty hot.
Lately, it's kind of getting a little bit cooler, but that's because it's like kind of getting close to monsoon season. And it was pretty windy for a little bit.
Would you ever do a meet and greet? You mean meet up with people, viewers and stuff in real life somewhere?
I mean, that would be cool.
We want to do cons eventually.
Whoops.
We've met with some of our students. They live in Phoenix, and we met up with them and hung out at the mall.
Okay.
Thanks, Todd. Hi, all. I love this kind of stuff. Keep it up.
Thank you.
What's your favorite food? I
don't know. There's a lot of foods that I like, or that we both like. I really like Greek food, Japanese food, Chinese food.
Honestly, I tend to like the food...
Korean barbecue.
that I haven't had in a while. So I haven't had laksa in a long time.
Oh, that's right.
So if you're in like Malaysia, Singapore, and have had laksa, it's one of my favorites. I used to eat it every day when I lived in Singapore. Oh, all right, Apple. Hope to see you again.
Hopefully you can join again.
If you're new, don't forget to follow.
Yep.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. We got a little bit of a late start today, but usually we go live at 1:30 Pacific.
1:30 Pacific, Pacific time, yes. Okay. Sorry about that. So let's go on with a little bit of a lesson, right? So we'll cover proportions for hands today, as well as some finger grouping, some forms of the hand, exercises, and some stylized fingers. And then maybe we'll use some of these references as like, a bit of examples.
By the way, since this is a live stream, this isn't all going to be in complete depth on everything.
Yes.
Because we got to get through a lot.
Yes.
So Christina's not going to be doing everything in 100% depth. It would take a long time, and it's not all that fun to watch. So it's going to be like a quick, entertaining version for
yes.
live.
So as you can see here, I drew a line on step number 1, and step number 2, I split it in half. So I'm doing this based off of the palms facing down hand pose. And basically what it is the reason why I divide it in half is because the palm and the middle finger on the palm side down is roughly the same size. So sometimes if you just divide it in half, you can get a pretty accurate measurement. And then so this is the length of the middle finger. Not flipping anyone off, guys. So now after that, we can actually, start drawing the rest of the fingers. So the rest of the fingers will basically fit in this arch here. And the palm is basically kind of like the shape of a pentagon in a way. Pretty hands go. Oh, thank you, Expression. That's actually the first time I've gotten that compliment. I always thought my hands are weird because my fingers kind of fan out, and they're kind of weird. But thank you. I really appreciate that. So now when you draw the index and the rest of the ring finger, this might be a little bit long, but it's because I'm at an angle, you can basically just fit everything in here. I like to personally make the pinky kind of like hang out a little bit because it just feels a little bit more dynamic that way. And then the thumb is kind of like a little triangle attached to the bottom with a little nub like that. Now, these fingers, finger lengths are a little bit long. They are a bit long. So I'm going to move this down a bit. Tell me that looks better. So the index finger and the fourth finger can change in terms of the digits. Like some people have a longer index finger and a shorter ring finger. Some people have a longer ring finger and a shorter index finger.
Look up digit index ratio.
Yeah, I'm gonna look.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, and it actually tells you based on your personality, digit index ratio. So depending
if you want
on
some rabbit hole to go down and get distracted, look that up.
Hey, yeah.
And, read about it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. Izzy, hey. Chuko welcome back. Thank you for following, everyone. Recording this so I don't forget. Oh, yeah, don't worry. I think we'll put this on the VOD, hopefully, if our internet doesn't go out. So there is the proportion of the hands. Now I'm going to do the flip side. So we're going to use the same kind of proportion method. Now, of course, like with the palm is facing up, like this is supination because you're grabbing a bowl of soup. The middle finger and the palm is not the same size anymore. I'm not sure why, but I think it's because, well, why?
Because it's a wedge.
It's because it's a wedge. Yeah, that's right. Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you for reminding me.
It's because the palm of your hand is shaped like a wedge.
So this is a side view of a palm. That's why this side, the top side is shorter and the bottom side is longer. So you can kind of see this is where the fingers attach.
Yeah, so like say this is your wrist and this is your hand, and obviously your fingers will come off of there like that. Your palm is actually shaped like a wedge. So the top will be smaller than the palm, generally like that.
I do like that. So I'm going to add that to the little side note
Not
here.
many people...
I never knew
you
that.
kind of have to learn that in a class because it's not really apparent by looking at your hands. But like if you look at the webbing of your hands, at the bottom, and then it kind of curves down like this. So this shape right here is a wedge. Like the palm of your hand right here is a wedge. So the top of your hand, oh yeah, this is kind of crazy. So if you bend your hand, you'll notice that on the top, it kind of stops, and on the bottom, it folds like right here. There's this much space here, and there's that much space there. But on the top, it's just a sheer drop off.
I actually never knew that. I never noticed that. That's cool. So yeah, there we go. Wait, what happened? Oh, I was supposed to put this on the side here. There we go. This is the side. So I'm just going to say side view. Side
you mean like
palm.
webbed fingers dance mom edits? I had a friend growing up, or I guess my brother had a friend growing up who had webbed toes.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's cool.
I mean, they weren't all webbed. Like a couple of them were stuck together.
Oh, wow. So,
I have a hitchhiker thumb too.
what's a hitchhiker's
It's
thumb?
the one that points way up. Like some people only go up that far.
Is mine a hitchhiker's thumb? Not really.
know.
I don't know. Mine kind of curves up a little bit.
Lots of people have that Mitsubi.
Interesting. Some people have double jointed fingers.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know. Like mine can go back like this. Some people can't. They go like, this can be straight. I think it's because I played piano or something, but I have no idea. Anyways, so now let's do the palm facing up. So we have 3 muscle groups on the hand. We have the top right here, the pinky.
you mean?
Yeah, that's right, the pads, sorry. We have 3 pads. We have one on the finger, like the base of the fingers. We have one on the pinky. And then, of course, we have one on the thumb. Now, this is, we don't really have to worry about this because we don't see it anyways, but this is like the main pads that you can draw. And basically, if you draw these 3 pads, you're basically good to go. So here's the palm. Here's the fingers. So I'm just going to group the fingers like this just to make it a little bit easier. Sometimes what I like to do for fingers is actually just kind of like mask them out. So that means I just basically not draw individual fingers, but rather the shape that the fingers are come together in. So it's a lot easier for me, and it also helps with some practice, right? So here we got the top pad, the pinky pad, and this kind of like centers to the center of your hand right here.
You mean
or the middle of your
comes to
hand.
the center of your
Yeah, it
hand?
comes to the center of your hand. And then out here is the thumb pad.
kind of like a drumstick?
It's kind of like a drumstick. Yes, you're right, Colton. And for some reason I can't zoom out. So this is like a little chicken drumstick or chicken thigh, whatever you want to call it. Basically, this whole palm is like a thigh, and then the drumstick comes out like that. Kind of looks like a thigh, actually. Chicken thigh. Nice.
Yeah. There's a lot of parts of the body that look like chicken thighs, by
I know,
the way.
like
Just letting you know.
legs. Legs look like chicken legs. Are you going to do a live one day on anatomy? Maybe. Anatomy is quite dry, and there's actually a lot of things that go into anatomy. But maybe we'll do...
Anatomy can hardly even be broken down into a 12-week class.
I know.
Where you go live for 5 hours every week. So...
Maybe we'll do, like,
but
portions
yes,
of
probably.
it.
Like, I mean, there's so many different components to anatomy. You could spend 6 weeks just on, like, the anatomy of the hand or the arm. So maybe a really, really rough not rough, but a really quick kind of overview of the general muscle groups and stuff.
Yeah. Thank you, Shadow Fox. Hands and I are in a war with each other. Yes, that's always the case for me too.
I'm at work right now, so I won't be able to stay long. Just wanted to say hi.
Oh, hi, Annie Nerd.
Hello.
You played flute. That's cool. Fun fact, the inside of my thumb can touch the inside of my wrist.
You mean like
You flip it down? You like flip it down like that? I have no idea.
I don't know.
Anyway, so
Crazy, though.
I know that is
Dropping in to
crazy.
say hi. Hello, Dash.
Hey, Dash.
Hi, Pumpkin.
Hey, Pumpkin.
Thinking of redrawing Mango, my OC.
Oh, awesome.
Do it and
Love to
share
see it. I actually saw it earlier. It looked super cute. It looked like one of those LOL dolls or something. Gave me that vibe. So finger grouping. Yeah, let's do finger grouping because finger grouping is something that
hands
would be fun to
you
do.
can get away with hands if you know a little bit of anatomy, a little bit of proportion, and some of the common design like elements.
So this is great for anyone who who doesn't know how to pose their hands because they can't think of anything. Which is totally fine. I struggle with thinking about poses too. So there's number 1, which is all 3 fingers together. Yep.
Right? So this has to do with design. This has to do with finger grouping. So your hands will look pretty good. You'll see this a lot in professional illustrations. So there's this one.
Yep. So Detective Universe says, I'm new here. Do you guys post these live anywhere?
Yes. We have a VOD channel on YouTube. It's called Anime Academy VODs. And whenever a VOD goes up, a notification gets put in content updates on our Discord server that the live has been uploaded. So if you want to join our Discord server, there's a link on our profile.
Hey, Egg Yolk.
With an invite.
How long?
They all go live, or they all go up on YouTube.
Yes. Hey, Crow. We're good. And Expresha asks, how long have we been together?
4 years.
4
we've been
years.
Married. So
This
second one
here.
is this.
Where this is together and this is hanging out.
And then the first one is that. The second one is that. And then the third one is going to be this, which you've probably seen a lot.
Yeah,
this
that's my
is the
favorite.
most popular in anime.
Yeah, you'll see this everywhere.
You see it in Sailor Moon. You see it all over the place. Whenever there's like an anime girl who's floating in the air with her eyes closed and her arms out, her hand is usually in this position.
You'll notice that there's rarely hands that are like this unless it's designed nicely.
Yes, like you'll get hands like that a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Which there's
still grouping.
Tricks to do.
Yes. Thank you, Todd Larky. So yeah, you'll even notice that in anime, when people like grab onto the doors of something or like a wall, I will notice they do this finger grouping like that, and I'm like, I know what you're doing there. So
yes. Yeah. Oh, I heard a thing recently. It was really interesting. Once you learn, like,
oops, sorry about that. That's
once
laundry.
you learn different tricks that artists do, you'll see it everywhere, and it's kind of like getting an inside joke.
That's really true.
You look for it. You'll see them doing what you learned in a class, and you'll be like, I see what you're doing there. I get the joke.
And then, of course, there's this kind of finger grouping, which is just spread out. And make sure that if your hands are spread out, you'll notice that they're not all the same length, but instead go in an arch like that. And then lastly, number 5 is take me to your leader.
Yeah, which you can't really do anymore.
You can't really do anymore.
Without everybody thinking, it's not Take Me to Your Leader, it's
Star Trek. Yeah.
Christina's never seen Star Trek.
I never seen Star Trek, so that's why I say take me to your leader. Because I always see people doing this
Live long and prosper.
Yeah. So there's that as well. But no, barely anyone uses this. But hey.
Yeah, every once in a while, you lose one of them because a really popular show makes it theirs. And the peace sign, of course, but...
Yeah, the peace sign, of course, but that's like...
But that's more of like a specific hand
pose.
Yeah.
All right, so we covered proportions and some finger grouping. Let's do some forms. So you actually notice that most of my fingers, hey, Arnar, hopefully I could, yeah, I love that name.
Arnar. I had an Australian girl in my class when I was in school back in 2015, 16, and she would say that, and we would all try to say it, and she'd teach us.
So it's cute. I like it.
Arnar. Arnar.
Clear.
Thank you for the follows, everybody.
Yes, thank you. So let's go through forms. I think fingers, especially, are everyone's bane of existence. So we can already kind of tell that the palm is shaped like a wedge, and it's kind of also shaped like a box. So this is what it's really handy if you know how to draw boxes for hands, because basically that shows the perspective. But basically, this is what a wedge looks like in 3D space. You'll see it's basically like a box, like that,
A little sticky
with a little
bit.
sticky outy triangle bit, like
If you've
that.
ever done any poly modeling, you just take the bottom edge and slide it out that way.
Thank you for the heart hands.
Thank you for the heart hands.
Salt. Did you know it's quite rare to be able to do 3 and 5? 3 and 5? I don't know.
3
Maybe
and
for some
5.
people. I think
This
that's the easiest.
And that. Ooh.
Hey, anyway, so
I think most people can do them, at least from people that I've met. Not that I have everybody I meet do it.
yeah.
I'll only be your friend if you do this.
Yeah. And so another thing is,
Yes, thank you, Salt. We really appreciate it.
yeah, the wrist is also a box. So a lot of people, when they look at wrists, they think it's like a cylinder.
Pink eraser shape. You know, that's kind of true.
Pink eraser shape. Yes, that's right. Just a bit shorter and flatter at the end. But yes, that's definitely very, very, very good observation. So you'll actually notice that the wrist is a box. It's more of a rounded box though. But most artists simplify it to a box because it's easier to establish the perspective of the palm instead of just using a cylinder.
Yeah. So one thing about the arm is that it's a cylinder up towards the elbow, and then it turns into a box at the wrist.
Weird,
That's
right?
A little bit
That's
of a
too
short
short.
arm, but I'll just extend it like this. And then it turns into a box, and then, of course, you can go like this, right? And there is that
Wedge shape.
that wrist. So as far as the wrist goes, you get about... So this is the wrist, and the hand goes about 45 degrees up. So this is 45. And the hand goes about, usually, 90 degrees down. So it'll usually go about that downwards. So these are really important because if you're doing an illustration and you don't know how far the wrist bends, and what was it? It's about 15, 20 degrees side to side.
Oh, yes, I know that one. So basically, from side to side.
These are general, basically meaning if you keep within this range and you're doing an illustration, it will be believable.
Yeah. There's definitely people
There's
who can.
exceptions. But when you're drawing something and you need people to believe it, you need to know kind of the average range. So about 15 degrees side to side.
Like that. You know? Da.
So we'll go like this, arrow, and then where do we write that?
We got to move that down.
15 degrees.
Yep. I'm going to move this down so it's not confusing.
So we learned all this, a lot of these things from Will Weston. He was a teacher at Art Center College of Design. He taught in the illustration department for a long time, and he ended up going to make his own online classes. And we actually have a costume figure drawing class of his starting next month, which I'm really excited about.
Yes.
So we also picked it up in like anatomy books and different stuff like that. But Will Weston, he has a really good Instagram as well. I think he's got, a couple 100,000 followers or 120 or something.
Yeah,
Maybe
something
around
like
the same
that.
as us. And he does more figure drawing stuff, but he has classes online. So if you want to learn stuff like that from him, you can look him up.
Let's cover a little bit on
How much are his
fingers.
classes? I think his live classes for a 6-week class is like $585 or something.
Something like that.
I'm not sure. I'm not like sponsored or anything. We should be sponsored. We've recommended so many people who took his classes.
Yeah. So this is fingers. I'm going to do a little bit on fingers. Now, people's digits can probably vary, but generally it's longer on the bottom of this, what's it called?
Are you talking about the ratios between
The ratios,
digits?
yeah, between the digits.
So it's generally the first one, you mean like the 3 segments?
Yeah, the 3 segments.
So a good rule of thumb, no pun intended, is the first one and the second one. So the first one is, let's just say, 1 unit. And then the second one is 2/3 of this one. And then the third one is 2/3 of this one. So that's a pretty good way to break the finger down. Your fingers will feel pretty natural if you do that. Of course, that's not accounting for fingernails on the end. So again, if you know a bunch of these proportions, it will, like, a lot of it is just kind of knowledge. You need to, like, know the measurements and stuff.
Yeah. So
we also have a TikTok on fingers and hands, by the way.
We do.
Actually, I don't think any of the stuff we talked about so far was the stuff in our video.
Yeah.
So that's all additional stuff to what you've learned here.
So fingers.
It's a crying guy. The thumbnail for that video is a crying guy.
Yeah. I like to think of fingers as kind of like little French fries or like little planes like this. You know, you can just bend these around all the time. I like using this as an exercise to just get the forms of the finger, because if you notice, this finger right here is flat on the top and then squishy on the bottom. So I love to simplify the top part of the finger.
This is in our video.
Yes, this is in our video.
I actually voiced that video.
You did.
So the top of your fingers generally are more bony, and the bottom have the squishy pads. So it generally will look like this. A finger will generally look like that. Squishy on the bottom.
I prefer this more than using cylinders, because cylinders is not the most accurate, but it's a pretty good start.
Yeah. Almost like, I would even imagine maybe fingers as cylinders could be like, you could almost just like shave the top off like this.
Yeah, that's right, you could.
I'd have to experiment with it.
Yeah. Okay, Evie, no problem.
What is this?
Thank you for joining.
Of course. There we go.
Well, the finger, it will also be flat on the top.
Hi, Evie.
Like that.
Mitsubi says, got to go. I have chores.
Good luck, Mitsubi.
Plenty of brain rot in the Discord server in the morning and then chores in the afternoon.
Yep. The best schedule.
The best.
So there's fingers. Basically, most fingers will have this kind of structure. Like, you'll notice for every finger, it's like all flat on the top, round on the bottom.
Yeah. See? Like, for real. Squishy on the
3D
bottom.
semicircles. Yes, it's kind of like that.
Flat. Like
I finally decided to start to design stickers. Nice, Chorizo.
Awesome.
So let me see where I was going with
We're going to be getting
this.
some stickers for our Discord server pretty soon.
Yeah, we are. Okay. Let me think. I want to do like stylized fingers now, because somebody asked like nails as well. So there's multiple ways that people like to simplify fingers and also stylize them. So this is more for like cartoons and, you know, other illustrations, but basically the more masculine the hands are,
For cartoons. So if you're watching like Fairly Odd Parents or some very American cartoon,
you'll notice that their fingers are very boxy.
yeah, the guy's fingers tend to be very square.
Even their nails are square.
So like this would be like a cartoon version.
And you can even add little, you know, bits of detail like that to make it extra, you know, masculine and stuff. Like little bits of hairs or something. I feel like adding more detail on male hands is a little bit nicer and a little bit more believable.
Yeah, see? I got those things on the back of my fingers. Mm-hmm. And then do you?
I mean, I do.
Bit.
I do, but for girls, we don't really add that much because, you know, we like delicate hands. But totally, guys can also have very delicate hands. Mm-hmm. In fact, that's more popular in like Asian art, like manga, or in like traditional Chinese, like Chinese art. Anyway, so pretty boys, yes. So for more feminine looking hands, you're gonna have to taper them. So you're gonna still use these finger groupings. I'm gonna just use number 3 because it's prettier. But you'll notice that yes,
I tend to read chat sometimes, but since this is actually a lesson stream, we're gonna do a lot more teaching this time. Sometimes it'll be like Christina's drawing in the background and we're just chatting, but this is gonna be a lesson stream.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll probably do a little bit of brain rot later. Who knows how long the lesson will go on for. So now you'll notice that the fingers are a lot more tapered. So you notice that the bottom of the fingers are thicker than the top. Now this is not to be confused with, you know, with this, which is too sharp and too thick, like too thick of line work. Like this can probably work for like evil witch hands or something, but it's a little bit too, it's too flat.
How do you personally show the knuckles? Like, do you just draw little curves on a top view?
Let me see.
You don't actually really have to draw the knuckles.
You can just shade them in.
If the proportions are correct, people will fill in the blanks in their own heads a lot of the time.
if you want to draw witch hands, basically mix this, turn this tapered one.
Welcome everybody who is new. If you enjoy the education, don't forget we actually do have a whole school online. We teach all of this stuff and more in our anatomy class. There's 7 total classes. We have classes on clothing, anatomy, anime faces, expressions. Ooh, look.
What? Ooh, Galaxy.
Thank you,
Daniela.
Very much.
You're always such a nice donor.
So sweet.
So when you draw witch hands,
Awesome.
like bony hands, you'll actually notice that sometimes the joints would stick out. And I feel like that makes it a lot more, evil looking.
That mimics the bones of the fingers. What are they called? Tarsals? No, those are the feet.
Metacarpals? Carpals? Metacarpal? No, carpals is like down here, right?
I don't remember. I don't know the anatomical names of things.
We just know how they look.
Phalanges, those are the
Phalanges,
fingers. Are those actually the names of the bones in the fingers? Or are those the names of the fingers? Okay.
I actually noticed that Kevin, your brother, has
Sticky
outy bits on his hand. You don't. Yours is a little bit smoother.
Yeah, so that mimics the bones of the fingers.
So the more you mimic this, the more like evil and more skeletal your hands are going to look.
What was I saying earlier? Oh yeah, so we have a whole school that covers everything, all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in learning about anatomy and anime, heads, faces, expressions, clothing, costume, character design, perspective, backgrounds, painting, pretty much everything you can imagine. It's pretty much an entire art college with an anime twist. Go check it out in the link on our profile, or you can just go to drawanimeacademy.com.
Thank you, Handheart.
So we teach everything there, in case you're new and you haven't heard about that.
Yeah. So we got some nice finger type stylized fingers. So hopefully that answered the question on making tapered fingers as well.
Nice. Yes, we are going to be opening that soon. We have about 19 people on our wait list now. So we've actually been discussing when we should start, because Christina and I actually have classes that we're taking on Saturdays. So we're going to have to figure out the exact time we're going to open those. Are you planning on taking them or taking it?
I want to do a little bit on nails for a little bit.
All right, New Hampshire. Thank you for showing up.
So I will do 2 versions. Whoops, that's not what I want. I'll do 2 versions of the nails. So this is what a lot of people do when it comes to nails. They think the nail covers the whole finger, which, doesn't happen unless you have, really wide bed nails.
Oh, awesome. My mom said I could if I get good grades.
Oh, nice.
I hope you get good grades.
I love your profile picture, by the way. It's so cute looking.
Aww.
Welcome back, Apple.
Hey, Apple.
So don't do this. Instead, look closely at your finger and see the padding and the spacing between the flesh and the nail. So usually there's always going to be some spacing from the side. So there's going to be a little padding here, and then this is where the nail is. So the nail does not cover the whole entire fingertip. It actually covers, I would say it's like a 80-20 ratio, or maybe 90-10. Like 90% is this, and then maybe like the rest of the 5% is like flesh. So you could use ratios as well. And the fingernail will basically be like, halfway from the top digit. So you can mark that as well.
And in a 3-dimensional view, the fingernail is generally shaped like this.
Hey, Ariana, you're not that late.
Your fingernail will look like this. Now, if it's rounded on the end,
like mine,
it could look like this. Like that. So the wireframe would still basically be like this.
Oh, H.J. Pepper said, I'm going to get the class for my brother for his birthday. He's turning 15 and drawing anime 24/7.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
Looking forward to it. So yeah, fingernails are 3-dimensional little pieces. So just because the front is rounded, don't let that distract you from the fact that it is curved over the finger. That's really important. If you want really believable, yes, and you can also do that. So you can make the back flat or you can make the back curved. They'll both work.
Because everybody's nails are different. Mine is curved at the ends, and yours is flat.
You could also make the front and the back curved, but you just want to make sure you're trying to show that volume right there.
So if you're gonna do like a manga, or if you're gonna do like anime nails, most of the time they're not very descriptive. But you'll see. Let me just draw a hand real quick, and I'll draw like a hand like this, and like that, and like that. So it's either they add no nails or they add like some hint of it. So most of the time they'll
like
just
a little bit of an outline.
they'll add a little curve like this. Now, unless the hand is painted, then they'll actually, like color it in. But most of the time, the nails are either going to be a bit of like, a shade, like a very soft, like gradient like this with a bit of a highlight. But overall, very subtle. You don't really want to add any detail to this kind of style because it's supposed to be elegant.
Unless you're doing like a really detailed illustration.
Yeah.
So if you're drawing a webcomic or a manga, just implying a little bit is enough.
Yep.
And don't forget the overlaps, by the way.
Yeah.
Notice how Christina has drawn this coming in, and then this comes out and over. So that's an overlap, and it gives depth. So to highlight that, right, you get this, and then you get this. Overlaps create depth. So this little T shape that you see, like that creates depth. So when you add this to your drawings, right, here's another overlap right here. Here's another overlap right here. Here's another overlap right here. So if you add overlaps to your artwork, it's going to make it feel a lot more three-dimensional, like it has depth. That's a design principle.
Yeah. For those who say they're late, you're okay. We covered this, but this will be on the VOD, hopefully, if the internet works well. So you won't miss anything. So yeah. Heart hands, I saw someone ask. So if you look at your hand, you'll notice that as I do this hand, you'll see the joints coming up like that. And then you also see a lot of like overlaps underneath the this main finger. So a lot of people, when they do heart hands, they try to, well, it's okay to do this, but it can look a little bit bendy. So a lot of people just draw heart hands like this. Looks like a heart and close enough. If you're doing like very simplified hands like this, you can definitely bend it like that. In fact, I think this is a super cute style. In fact, Steven Universe has very rounded fingers, and I think they're very cute, very stylized.
It's not really anime manga style, but it's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. But if you want to do something simple like that, that's totally fine. You just have to make sure that the overall gesture of the fingers, look like a heart. But if you want to go a little bit more, realistic, now this might need a little bit of finessing. You're going to have to like break down this side first before thinking about all the rest of the fingers. Well, thank you, 1111. I will take that as a good thing. My screen froze.
I think Skibbity is just like an enhancer.
I think so.
Be bad or good depending on the context.
Yeah. So
is that right, everybody?
I remember hearing that.
Brain rot.
I don't speak brain rot. So you'll notice that, okay, I'm first thinking about the digits on my fingers, on my index finger. So it's curled. Wow, I think we get a lot of them. Oh, yeah, it is Procreate, by the way. So we got a diagonal shaped joint digit right here. This curls down, and this curls down like this. And then this has this little webbed shape towards the thumb.
Who was it that was telling me about Skibbity recently?
I thought it was Matt.
Matt?
I think it was Matt. I remember. It was either Mitsubi or Matt.
I know it comes from some meme, but it's like a word now that people use.
Hey, Steven Quartz Universe.
I'm learning so much. I just got the How to Draw Manga book. Awesome. Nice. Which one did you get? Volume 1 or Volume 2? Very Skibbity Sigma. Yeah, I think that's a good thing. Yeah.
So you'll notice that now these kind of shape like heart. Now, this is like not the most accurate. I should kind of round this out a little bit more. But, you get the gist. And then to complete it, you can just, draw the little overlaps of the rest of the fingers coming into that shape.
See, everybody's saying, yeah, good thing.
Thank you.
Yep, if you're looking for the book, there's a link on our profile for it. You can see book volume 1 and book volume 2. They're both on Amazon.
And, because I'm lazy, I'm going to go and copy and paste this. I don't usually do this, but if it's a very complicated hand pose, I will do this. So, and I think I will tilt this.
Yeah, so if you're going to copy paste, take the pasted version and modify it.
Yeah.
So it's not identical.
Yeah.
Rotate it, move it around a little bit.
Yeah. Heart hands. Now this needs to be like, heavily liquefied to make it feel more like a heart. So I'm going to go in and whoops. I'm going to push this around a little bit. I'm kind of getting a little bit sidetracked, but that's okay. I can't push these together. Oh, well, whatever. You get the point, though.
When I draw fingers, it looks good with guidelines, but without it, it doesn't. I would say for that, disguise your guidelines. Pro artists do that all the time. So, like right here, Christina's not disguising her form lines, right? This. Those aren't disguised. But what professional artists do is if they're drawing something, like let's just say a cylinder, instead of adding a wrapping line like this, they'll disguise it. They'll go, oh, I'm going to add this little
hatch
marks right here. And then I'll add a little thing right here and a little thing right there. And a lot of artists do that. So
and a lot of people,
they disguise
color
their construction. They disguise their form. You can disguise the wrapping of a form with like a sleeve, a shirt sleeve, or a cuff, or something that goes around. That's what all the pros do.
You can also, shade it if you want. Like you can just shade the side of it like that.
Shading and rendering, adding a little turning edge.
Yeah.
So I would say if you want your construction there, just disguise it. Mm-hmm. It may be that it looks bad without it because you're not giving enough indication. Of course, I haven't seen your art, so I don't know. But it's very possible it's because you're not giving enough indication of what the forms are doing. That's usually what is the problem.
Is it bad to have chicken scratch? Good question.
It depends. Like, usually it doesn't help the eye flow. Like, art is all about, in my opinion, really making it easy for the viewer to see the intent. So if that's the intent of the art, then yeah, it's totally fine. Usually artists will try to have the viewer's eye go over the page very effortlessly. So they like to have really smooth lines and that transition from one place to another. So I would ask the question, is it harming or helping the viewer to see what like your intent is behind the drawing? So it's not an easy question to answer.
I think some chicken scratch definitely works, like for fur. You gotta add the little hatch marks and make it look pretty and have that nice feathered look.
But that hatching is designed.
And it's more purposeful.
Is it a chicken scratch that's because you don't know where to put the line, or is it a chicken scratch that's implying fur?
Yeah.
In which case it would be more hatching.
Yeah. So you'll notice that this is chicken scratch and this is no chicken scratch. This definitely shows the shape, fine, because, you've drawn it and it shows it. But it can feel a little bit choppy sometimes. I feel like with beginner artists, this is a very common thing to do because it's hard to draw really long lines very smoothly. So that's why a lot of people do chicken scratch.
I don't know where to put the line. Then I would practice just using one line.
Yeah.
Just put one line and...
Like just do one line and you're like, okay, I can work off of this.
I've noticed that a lot of people who don't know where to put the line tend to zoom way too far in when they're drawing. Like, they zoom in like this far and they go... And then they go down like this. And this will make a really messy, not flowy drawing.
See, it's kind of choppy.
It'll be kind of lumpy. My advice would be to zoom out as far as you're comfortable with and do all of this in as few lines as possible in order to try and help get better at your overall gestural drawing.
Mm-hmm. Someone said, draw more with your shoulder, not with your wrists.
It depends how large you're drawing.
Yeah, if you are drawing really small, then yes, you would just need to use your wrists. It wouldn't really be appropriate to use your elbows. But yes, for sure, for really large drawings.
Generally, yeah. You're going to get the smoothest lines drawing from your shoulders and your elbows.
Yeah, no worries, Emil. Go and do your work. Do you watch anime? If so, what are your faves? I don't know what are my faves.
How do you prevent carpal tunnel? So don't grip your pencil as tight. If you have to grip your pencil tight, I would lighten the brush sensitivity so you don't have to press as hard to get a darker line. When I was in school, people were getting carpal tunnel, and they would wrap socks around their pens in order to make it like a ball. So they would literally draw with like a ball. Someone even stuck their pen through a tennis ball, and they would just grab the tennis ball and draw with that.
Wow, that's really cool.
Well, I don't think they thought it was very cool. They just were in pain.
I know, that's true.
I've never gotten it personally.
I've never gotten it. So, some exercises before we move on to actually drawing some demos.
So I hope that helps. Can you do a tut on thumbs or palms?
We kind of did thumbs and palms earlier.
Yeah.
You're probably going to watch the VOD for that because we got a few more things to cover before we do some demos. So maybe
the shoulder is a little bit odd. Most people draw from their elbow, like their arm bending.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do later is probably do a few demos of these hands, and maybe I'll explain like a bit of the thumb and stuff. So, but this is just more like, quick little demo here.
But I do want to say, if you're painting and you have your canvas up in front of you on an easel, you generally want to paint from your shoulder. Or if you're doing like figure drawing and it's in front of you and you're using an overhand grip, then you probably want to draw more from the shoulder. But if you're drawing like Christina is right here, she wouldn't draw from the shoulder.
I'm drawing from my wrist, yeah. But I'm also using my elbow to get like some nice like lines and stuff.
How do you get that circle that follows your Apple Pencil? I think it's somewhere in preferences, advanced cursor settings, brush cursor visibility, show while painting. Oops. So there you go. Show both. What's this?
I don't know.
So yeah, that should be it. Advanced cursor settings, show while painting. Ooh. Oh wait, I don't know if this has hover.
I don't know. So what I like to do for fingers and just hands in general is to draw this. The reason is because we want to always do things simply, because that's actually going to be what's going to help you the most, is to be simple and not to get too complicated.
Have a good time at school.
By Nietzsche, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Nice.
Nicey?
I don't know. How do you say your name exactly? Nietzsche? Nice?
I just think Nietzsche.
I thought it was nice. Carpal tunnel is like wrist pain. Yeah, it's a thing that develops in your wrist.
Wrist?
I don't know the exact reason that it happens. I just know a lot of people who hold their pencils too tight get it.
Yeah. So you notice that I'm basically just drawing a bunch of planes that are going in space, kind of like folding pieces of paper. I find that this works great for like very simple perspective when you just want to pose the hand really quick. Like for instance, I can simplify the wrist like a plane, like that. I can simplify the palm like this. I can simplify the fingers like that. It's just depends on like what you want to do. But I think that this is a super easy way to get hands done without, trying to put in all the cylinders and the boxes. And then once you're fine with the pose, then you can like, extrude things out and, turn these into boxes and stuff because you already got the basic perspective already done. And for fingers, I always recommend, like, especially for beginners, to group. Like, if you find like a really like curved, like tight fist, sometimes it's best not to draw the fingers individually like this, but rather group it all in one mound and then fit the fingers in, which I will explain probably right now because we're going to do some demos.
Is it bad that I draw the eyes first? Not at all.
No.
I have trouble connecting the hand and the wrist. Any tips? It usually comes from not understanding that the wrist, so here's the arm, like this, and then the wrist is a box, like this.
It's okay, Kayla.
And so if you're going to connect the wrist to the hand, simplify it as a box like this. So, and that's why it was really important earlier to understand, I don't know where.
I'll just remove this.
Which one is it?
It's that one.
Oops, cancel. Here, it's important to understand the range of motion that the wrist has. So it'll go up about 45 degrees. It'll go down about 90 degrees, maybe a little bit less. Mine doesn't go that far. Mm-hmm. It'll go left and right about 15 degrees and simplify it as a box. See?
And there's actually a little 15, bit of spacing.
Up and down, 45 and 90. And there is spacing between the wrist and the palm.
I don't know what these are called, but they're basically like just a bunch of bones that like have like padding and stuff. So that's why I leave a gap. It's like it's right over here. That's why there's a gap. Hopefully that makes sense.
So that's my best advice on how to connect the wrist to the arm is definitely simplify it as...
That's on this layer right here.
Definitely simplify it as a box.
Yeah. So, now okay. Now let's do a few demos. I'm kind of in the mood to draw a few hands. I will do, let me think. I'm just kind of looking at some of these hands
so
here.
the way that you would connect it is you just go like that.
Yeah, just smooth it out.
Yeah, and if this is your pinky side, then you have your bone sticking out there. And then like I was saying earlier about disguising stuff, is you could just add like a little fold here, right? And you can add little hatching and stuff.
Where do you get your reference hand pictures from? Oh, these are just from Pinterest. These are like super popular images for hand references. A lot of people use these, so it's super easy to find. Just look up hand pose reference on Pinterest, and you'll find these like basically on the top of the list. So, I think I will do a few. Like, maybe I'll do these 3 here.
Yeah, Big Toe, you missed a lot. I'm kidding. You didn't miss that much. Just an entire hand lesson.
Yeah, just an entire hand lesson.
I don't always draw with Apple Pen. I saw someone ask, are you familiar with Drawbox? I haven't watched any of them personally. I know they're pretty popular for students. So I can't really comment on it. I generally take the route of taking classes from really high-level artists if possible. But if you like them, that's great. Like, I don't really know.
So I'm going to do this middle one here first because it feels pretty easy, standard. So what I'm going to do first is if you want to draw a specific hand, I always look for perspective of the hand. Like, what's the lines that these are creating, like the joints, the knuckles, and the wrist. Like, what direction is this in? And then I simplify to, okay, now this is where the palm is going, so I can draw the palm like this kind of plane. This is another plane, and this is another plane. So these planes are bending like this. And then the pinky's kind of just hanging out there. And the thumb kind of just sticks out. So I look for this in a 2-dimensional view first, and also kind of 3-dimensional because this is in perspective after all.
2-dimensional planes in 3D.
2-dimensional planes in 3D.
3D forms in 3D.
So I'm not thinking like, oh, a box or a cylinder like that. That's too complicated.
So a 2D plane like this, right?
Yeah.
It tilts towards you, it tilts away from you, and then there's a second one that's like this, and it's like they're at different angles from each other.
Yeah.
So like her palm is like this, and it comes up like that. So Christina's thinking in terms of that.
Yeah. It's just, for me, that's personally the easiest way that I can think of it. And also because Will Weston made it look so easy that I'm like, I have to do this. So anyways, so that's what I look for. And I look for that first before I do anything else. So that's how I don't get overwhelmed with hands. Okay, that's where it is. So then, you notice that I actually kind of traced on top of the image, and I'm actually keeping it there. And the reason is because that's a reminder for me. So what I like to do for hands is I like to actually trace on top of the reference to figure things out, and then I draw it separately on my canvas, and then I basically study that. So that's a really good way to, I think about using reference and doing a little bit of tracing every now and then. So I'm kind of thinking, okay, these are my lines. This is my knuckles. This is going to be where my joints are going to be. This is the plane of the fingers. It's kind of bending a little bit. It's going in like that. So it's mostly pretty accurate. Pinky is plain. And it kind of leaves a little bit of a gap between the fingers. And then we got the thumb, which is kind of like a little triangle shape. And an olive on the top. And then the wrist, you'll see that's kind of twisting this way. I wouldn't say I'm self-taught. I mean, like
many classes.
We took a lot of classes.
Yes. No way did I dig up bodies from the ground and dissect them to find out how hands work.
Yeah.
Many artists have come before me who have done that.
And then we got, the wrist. And notice that I'm also keeping in mind a proportion. So I'm thinking, okay, this is where the middle finger is. It's slightly bent, but if I straightened it, it should look like half basically the size of the palm right here. And everything looks like in the mostly correct proportion. So I will save this.
Oh, Amir says, I'm honestly considering enrolling in your art school. You guys seriously explain it more better.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really appreciate hearing that. We spent countless hours taking classes out there and trying to learn different, better ways of explaining things. So our school is kind of like a combination of tens of thousands of dollars we've spent on classes, and we've put together all of our favorite things and things we've discovered on our own all into one place. So we spend a lot of time really trying to figure out how to explain things better. So it's really nice to hear you say that.
Yes. Where can we find the VODs, Bun asked?
Anime Academy VODs on YouTube. Well, join the Discord server, and in content updates, they get posted.
Yeah. Oh, and thank you, Barb. That was such a sweet thing to say. I came across this on my FYP, and OMG, my eyes have been open. Thank you. I feel honored. So now we have, these planes here. And then I'm going to actually start looking at the fingers itself. Then I start thinking, okay, what forms are the fingers? So I see, the cylinder. Let me draw in blue because it's easier to see with blue, especially with this warm color. So I'm looking at these. So someone asked, like, oh, can you do cylinders and boxes or do both? It depends on the pose sometimes. Like, sometimes I will do cylinders because I feel like it's easier to see that way. Mm-hmm. Like, this looks to me, it's easier to simplify as a cylinder. But it really just depends. You can do both for sure. In fact, I will do planes first. I will start with the planes, the top part of the plane. So I'll see it folding in front of me, and then I'll see the soft part like that. Mm-hmm. So that's where one finger is going. Then the other finger is going down in space, and then this bends up. Soft, squishy middle, or soft, squishy inside. And then this kind of just mimics this shape right here. And this also mimics it. But you'll start seeing all these shapes, all these like planes and perspective. And that's basically what I'm seeing when I'm drawing hands. It's just, I don't do this all the time. I just kind of do it in my head. So now I have this traced, and I have this as a good reference. I can now start translating this. What happened?
My eyes literally are opened, and I need more to learn.
Aw, thank you.
Well, it's very big. I mean, there's 7 classes, so you'll definitely learn a lot. So totally up to you. We would love to see you there. Absolutely.
So here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start separating some fingers out. I noticed that there's this, number 3 grouping here. Right? It's kind of hard for me to do this pose. But basically, the ring finger and the middle finger are grouped together. So I'm going to draw these first because that's the easiest thing to find. So these take up this much space. This finger is taking up the last bit of space right here. This can be a little bit straight, or I'll just mimic the bend right here. And then we have the pinky, which is kind of hidden in the background. Mm-hmm. Like that.
Yep, Erica, these streams are always going to be free, so it's all good. And we do upload the VODs on YouTube, so if you want to find that, it's Anime Academy VODs on YouTube, or you can go join our Discord server, and all of the VODs get linked. They're not nearly as organized as the school, though. Like, we hang out, we draw people's OCs, we chat. This isn't nearly as organized as the school. It's more of just a live stream casual thing.
So you'll start noticing that once I've drawn the fingers, then I start putting in the forms. I start putting in the little form lines right here, so it feels a little bit more three-dimensional. Go ahead.
VODs are video on demand, so all of these streams are recorded and uploaded onto YouTube. Oh, awesome.
Awesome, Amir.
Yep, we hope to see you around here in the meantime, hanging out.
So here's the joint. Here's the little, this joint right here for the thumb. And then we got the fingernail. And this is when we can just start connecting the palm to the wrist. We'll see a little bit of a bump on the pinky side, and then we'll see the box of the wrist right there. And we'll also see some, like, whoops, I guess I'm on the wrong layer. Okay, there it is. And then we'll see a little bit of creases, just to show where it's bending. And that's another way to imply the form of the wrist, is to show creases, show, where it's bending and stuff like that.
One of the things that really sold me on the classes were the students before and after art. Yeah, some of our students have had really, really good progress. Kevin Romero, he's a good friend now. He's just a really hard worker. Again, you get out what you put in. So if you work really hard, you're going to get a lot better. It gives you the resources you need to get really good.
Yeah. In fact, I don't really like this thumb. This thumb is weird. So I'm going to change it. I need to think, okay, this is kind of closing in like that. And this is when you can just start kind of modifying things a little bit. I need to rotate this.
Yeah, a lot of really good student
palm is too long.
Improvement.
Yeah, I'm honestly, when we announced
so proud
them,
of them.
I am very proud of them too. Every time I look at that, I just think, wow, they really put in a lot of work. Like, the thing is, the fact that these are what's it called, self-paced classes most of the time, and for them to do all that work is just really, it's just really amazing.
Just watched your video of Anya, teacher of drawing. Thank you.
Aw.
I always want to try to get Anya into our videos because I think she's super cute.
She's kind of like, she's kind of a existing anime character mascot at this point. Although we have our own, we have mascots of our own, but yeah. Anya's more popular. Anya's more popular and more noticeable. So that's why we use her. And I also really like Anya too. So that thumb is a lot better.
JJK, only season 1 a long time ago. Haven't seen season 2 yet. I think there's 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, I think there's 2 seasons. So there, we got the thumb.
Oh, I wanted to say that out of every live artists I've ever watched, you two are the best. Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I really appreciate
That's so sweet.
If you want to continue with the cool vibes, join our Discord server. It's fun. We hang out. We go in voice chat at night sometimes with the community as well. We should actually set a date for doing Scribble.io again. I know that some people have been really wanting to do that again. People have been asking about that. Sometimes we play online Pictionary games, and it's really fun. So now Sarah says, looks awesome, Christina. Hi, Sarah. Big Toe, I have not seen it. It sounds cool. Yeah. I can definitely see that hand looking nice in one of those shirts with the thumb holes. Yes, yeah, for sure. Like this? Is that what you mean? Like it's like a thumb hole, but it's like a shirt with a sleeve on top. Yes, Scribblia was so fun. It was. I really liked Scribblia. I did. I'm Kowalski. Okay. Oh, okay. Good to see you there. Yeah, I'm not able to track people's username changes throughout different platforms. So if ever you want to say, hey, by the way, I'm this person, feel free. Yeah. And sometimes I don't start the same way every time. Like sometimes I will be like, okay, the first thing I notice is a thumb, and then I draw that, and then everything else can come after. So sometimes I just start a little bit different. When I tried to join, it said action can't be complete. You might have to copy paste it into your browser. Some people say you need the Discord app open. Other people say click the 3 dots and press open an app. I don't remember exactly. You might have to ask chat. This is one of the first live streams I really want to watch till the end. This is very helpful. That is so sweet, Kuro. That really gives me a lot of goosebumps. Oops, that really gives me a lot of goosebumps. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So you can see that on this one right here, I actually start off with the thumb, but I'm kind of also thinking in terms of flat planes in my brain. I'm thinking, okay, now I can see the middle finger, not the middle finger, the ring finger and the pinky are grouped together. So I will draw that, and then the index and middle finger are sticking out. And then so I group that. And as long as you follow the proportion, things will look pretty good. Thanks for helping name my OCs yesterday. I've already started a story for them. Oh, awesome.
I just thought Alex and Josh. I don't know, but I'm glad that you like the names.
Considered selling the classes as modules instead of the full program. We've considered it. As of right now, I don't think we're going to, but maybe in the future.
If a lot of people are asking for that.
The school is really organized as a complete program, and we would have to make some additional content probably if we want to sell them individually. It's very much structured like an actual like college with classes that you take first and then later, and everything builds on the last stuff, complete with like a final portfolio building class where we take everything that you learned in the school and you just like kind of build your own characters and world out. Where is the school anyways? It's online. So you can check it out on our website right here if you want to know about it. DrawAnimeAcademy.com, or you can go to our link on our profile and check it out there. It's the gold button. So a lot of information on that page, by the way. It shows information about all the classes, the weeks, students, all that kind of stuff. All right, 1111. See you later.
See you later. Thank you for joining. Sometimes running these streams feels like running a restaurant. You know what I mean? It's like you welcome the guests, like, and then you're like, okay, thank you for joining, thank you for coming. It kind of gives me that vibe, which I really like. I think it's very fun. So I'm starting this over because I did not like it.
How old do you have to be? There's no age restriction, but I recommend at least 14.
Basically, our lives are basically the level of, I don't know, that's kind of how we talk, and also in our classes. So that's basically how we treat the class as well. So it's similar to our lives.
So if you can understand this, you'll be able to understand the school, the classes. If I would start to draw, what should I learn first? It depends on what your goals are. I would, generally, no matter what you draw, you're going to need to learn dimensional drawing, because everything you're going to draw, from people to objects, environments, are going to be in 3D space on your paper. But most people want to learn how to draw characters and anime characters, especially our audience. So we start with anatomy and proportion, and then clothing and costume. And then they go into, what's the third class?
Fabric?
Fabric, that's clothing and costume.
Sorry.
Fabric and form.
Dimension.
Okay, so our first class is like the basics of anime drawing. You'll learn expressions, faces, like how to do illustrations with anime characters and lighting and color. And then you learn like all about anatomy and clothing and perspective. So again, it depends on what you want to learn, like what your goals are.
I would say our classes really focus on trying to get everything, like a very general skill set. So like that's why we have the perspective classes. That's why we have the fabric class, the clothing drawing classes and stuff. Yeah. So it really just depends.
And our brand is all about foundation. Yeah. So we make stuff that's foundational to art, regardless of style. Like, we don't make tutorials on here's how I draw this in my style. It's more about like, your meat and potatoes of art fundamentals. How long have you been drawing? Long time. A very long time.
Yep. Basically most of our whole lives.
If you could, would you ever make a figurine for your viewers or fans to collect? I'd love to.
If they're willing to, if they want to collect it, I would love to do that.
Are the books helpful, or are the classes better? The classes are in much more depth. The books are the classes have those too. I think the classes are way better, but that's just because it's much more content. The books are much less expensive though, and it depends on what you want. Some people just like books.
There we go. That's a better looking hand.
Do you have a YouTube channel? Yes, Draw Anime Academy. We haven't uploaded on it in a while.
We've been mostly focusing on these live streams. So, yeah. There we go. Second little demo. Hopefully that was fine to see. Okay.
Awesome. Let us know how you like them. Join the chat after you get them and let us know. We go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
This pose always makes me struggle. And the reason is because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of bending. There's a lot of there's a lot of foreshortening, because this hand is literally like facing back. So this one is quite difficult. A lot of people don't know how to do it. And in fact, I still also struggle with this pose, but I'm going to do it because it's practice, right?
What Procreate brushes do you recommend for beginner artists? Basic ones, very basic round, basic ones that aren't too complicated, aren't too textured and
Aren't
noisy.
too complicated to use.
Just use basic round. Use something that mimics traditional medium. Can you talk about the importance of which brush you choose? It's good to have a brush that you're comfortable with. A lot of people think brushes are more important than they are. Like, pencils can do... Like, if you have a decent just brush like the one that Christina's using, you can get it for free in our link in our profile and download it. Just something that mimics kind of like a pencil-y texture.
Nothing that has like crazy, like complicated usage. I don't know how to really describe that. But essentially, honestly, before I even use this brush, I just use a hard round brush on the
All right,
iPad.
Tabby, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye, M.
So before I used this brush, I just used the hard round brush, and it just worked just as fine. I just had to make sure that there's good enough pressure. You can just draw with any brush, as long as it's simple and works well for you. I definitely like pens or brushes that have a little bit of thin to thick lines. In fact, even just the regular pencil brushes, like on sketching, like the Procreate pencil. Let me look at the Procreate pencil actually real quick. That's too grainy.
You do a lot of teaching. It's great. Do you have a manga that you have made?
I would love to have a manga made.
Not yet.
So actually, Peppermint for sketching this is a default brush on Procreate, works pretty good.
Yeah, Peppermint's pretty good.
Like you can get like nice thick lines. You can get, it's pretty easy to use.
If you're good at drawing, any brush will look good.
Yeah.
Like, because you know how to use it.
Yeah. Actually, somebody asked, have you heard of the drink Clearly Canadian? Never heard of it.
Also, someone asked earlier about what you looked up. It's just look up like hand poses reference on Pinterest.
Yeah.
You'll find stuff like this.
I think these two images right here are the most popular. And it's basically like everything you search for hands, basically these images will pop up. So it's very easy to find.
My Apple Pencil doesn't have a pen pressure. Should I buy a new one? I would buy a new one. It depends on how much you draw, though, and what your budget is.
Yeah. So right now I'm going to switch to the Peppermint brush because I'm kind of testing this brush out a little bit more. So at this point, just drawing in the thumb, thinking cylinders, right? Cylinders and boxes, flat on top, round on the bottom. This is the thumb pad going way, in the front.
How long have you been drawing? Long time.
In fact, I want a bigger brush.
How can you tell how big you need to draw the hands if you are doing a character drawing? Learn proportion.
So, I'll just cover this real quick.
The hand will generally be from the top of the head to the bottom of the nose.
Yeah.
Or the bottom of the nose to the pit of the neck in real proportion. In anime, it'll probably be a little bit smaller because the heads are bigger. Well, it'll be the same size, just make the head bigger.
In fact, I actually heard that from, let me look. Okay. So this is your nose. And this is the top of your head. From the top of your head to the bottom of the nose, this size here is approximately the size of your hand.
Yep. And then down to the pit of the neck, which is right here. Let's just do that.
Looks pretty good.
This is approximately one more hand length.
So basically your head to the pit of your neck is about two hands tall.
Yep, so that's proportion. That's for realistic proportion. So what you would do is you would establish this hand length, and then you would probably take the head, depending on the style, and either make it bigger.
Yeah, or smaller.
But probably not smaller usually.
Yep.
Usually just bigger.
I have a hard time using 3D shapes and incorporating them into references. Like I'm not sure how How toik.
I'm not two.
How
two,
to?
you know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I got you.
I haven't heard of it. That has a lot to do with dimensional drawing. Like you learn how to see things in what direction they're facing. So I would practice, get a Rubik's Cube and hold it at different angles and draw it at different angles, right? So if I'm going to do this, I'll be like, okay, I see a little bit of the top. I see a lot of the side, like that. And then you can turn it. And I'll be like, okay, I see a little bit more of the top, like that sort of thing, and a little bit less of the sides. You're not seeing the same thing I am because my head's in a different place, right? And draw it and rotate it around, and maybe you can go like this and go, okay, I see a little bit of the top, a little bit of that side, and that. And so when you do this a whole bunch of times at a bunch of different angles, you start to pick up like the angles of things. So if you're looking at this reference, you can go, okay, this palm is facing away. Like when Christina drew this box right here, she's able to do that because she sees the orientation that this hand right here is at. And don't be afraid to trace over images to figure out exactly what angles things are at. So that's why my recommendation for that.
Yeah.
And I'll just.
Oh, actually, no. Keep that.
You
keep
wanted
that
to
box.
keep these?
Keep the box and this.
Okay.
I like that.
Sure.
I don't know. It feels good to me. This live breaks down. Well,
sorry.
No problem. No problem. This live breaks drawing hands down so well. I can now draw non-stick hands. Great.
Super glad.
That's awesome.
Do you have a class for scenes like bedrooms, bathrooms, living rooms?
Actually,
in my dimensional drawing class, I do cover interiors. The interiors are just the inside of a box, by the way. I can do a really quick thing. So if you want to draw an interior is just, right, the inside of a box. There you go. That's how you do an interior.
and basically all the furniture will follow these lines, essentially.
So these vanishing points, right? Not that this is super good, but you got your horizon line back here. You establish the height of a person, say that, right? You can put a door in the room. You can put a carpet on the floor. You know, you can hang a light down. But yeah, interiors are just a inside of a box.
Thank you for sharing and thank you for following. What do you mean, does it have to be perfect? No, of course not. It doesn't have to be perfect. No.
Does not have to be perfect. I don't know what you're talking about, but very rarely do things have to be perfect.
I mean, like, you got to think about this real quick. If you've never drawn before, do you expect your drawing to be perfect straight from the get-go? No.
Yeah, it's like, do you expect, you know, a
toddler to speak
toddler
perfectly?
who was just born to be able to walk and run and jump and do flips? Like, no, like
You have to learn. You got to practice. You got to learn, and the more you practice, the more mistakes you'll make, and you got to correct them and stuff, and you got to do the practice. So, no, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yep, the class is online.
Yeah. In fact,
How do you get such comfortable line strokes? Lots and lots of drawing. Draw a lot. Use big strokes.
Drawing a lot. That's really the only answer I can say.
So when someone asked earlier if chicken scratch is okay, it is okay, but it's not going to teach you how to get long, comfortable line strokes. So it depends on what you want. If you want to draw like Christina, practice drawing long lines a lot. Procreate.
In fact, I really do like that finger grouping right now, right there. So
do you do lessons on outdoor areas such as nature and natural environments? In my class, yes, I do.
He also teaches how to paint them.
Yep, I have a class that teaches background painting as well in the school.
I'm going to merge this reference right here just so I can make the screen a little bit smaller.
How do I stop crying when my drawing looks bad? Get rid of your expectations. Go into a drawing enjoying the process of creating it rather than what you expect or want the final result to look like. And just trust the process that if you draw a lot for long enough, you'll eventually get better. A lot of people struggle with that. I struggled with that really bad. And then I was just like, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm just going to draw because I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. I think...
Hello.
Hi. Hi, hello.
I have come to say hi and learn how to draw hands and also
Yay.
lines. What's the iPad? iPad Pro 12.9.
The thing is, it's like... you get you how do I say it? How do I say this? Art, I think nowadays is so much easier to fall into this pit of despair because there's so many good artists out there on social media, and then you compare yourself and you're like, crap, I wish my art looked like theirs and mine doesn't. I just suck.
And nobody's following me.
Because,
Do art because you enjoy creating art. That would be my biggest advice.
Yeah. If
Do
you
art
are
for the sake of creating. Create art like a kid. They just draw.
They just draw because they enjoy it.
They're not like, they don't have expectations. They're not
trying to get followers or popularity. Like, it's nice to get, some validation on art and stuff, but like, if that's the only thing that's driving you, not saying that you are doing this, but this is a thing that a lot of people struggle with. Like, they want to be famous with their art. They want to be like, oh, but I want my art to be noticed. And then they also struggle with, oh, well, my art just is not turning out the same way. It's like, just, if that is actually making you not like art anymore, I would just say get rid of that. Yeah. Like, you have to start asking yourself, what is the true reason why I do art? Is it because, sorry, I needed to start drawing. Is it because, you like creating? Is it because you want to see your story? You want to make your stories come to life, right? There's more to art than just being famous online. In fact, there's like multiple ways to express yourself and show your ideas. And I'm sure that there is also an audience that is going to be out there to look at your art. But a lot of the time we just have to practice. We have to understand that art is a really hard thing to do and it's not going to be easy. That's the thing, right? And that's why we have to also learn to truly enjoy practicing and doing art for the sake of doing art. I think I would say that's like really a healthy way to look at art, in my opinion, and a way to not get burnt out. So that's something that we struggle with as well, because we also see a lot of good artists online, and a lot of time their process will probably look pretty ugly. And then they also had the thing is, a lot of people also have the same starting point as we did. Nobody starts out perfect either. They all had to do practice. So when you see it from that perspective, it becomes a lot more comfortable.
Enjoy the act of creating.
Yeah.
If you fall into like the trap of social media and followers and stuff, I think social media is one of the most terrible thing that's ever happened to like art communities and artists. If you want to feel bad about your art, start social media. If you want to feel good about your art, I would join a community that really encourages each other and has fun. Social media is not designed to help artists. It's designed to give dopamine to people. Like, you open your phone so you can get dopamine. You don't open your phone so you can, find random artists, at least generally. It's not how social media is designed. Guess what? I'm also starting on my own. Starting on my S, I also will start a YouTube channel.
Oh, awesome. What you said was so real. How to switch accounts and follow. Oh, thank you.
Nice. Yeah, do art the way you want to do it. But if you find that you're miserable as an artist, just really try and figure out what's the root cause of that.
Do some soul searching.
A lot of the time it will be due to expectations, like putting too many expectations on yourself and basing your happiness on things that you can't control, like how many followers you have or how good your artwork turns out.
Yeah. That's so true.
Focus on the things that you can control, which is you can get up and start drawing and create. The art community on TikTok can be very toxic too. Yes, absolutely. Neither of us have our own art profiles on TikTok or any social media. We just run Draw Anime Academy to help people learn how to draw. This live is so helpful because most art tutorials on TikTok are following a certain style. Yes, we focus on foundation.
Yeah. That's what we like doing. And foundation is just what's going to help you establish your own style later on. A lot of people, I think, find styles or trying to find a style too early. And this is something that we discuss as well in like throughout the other parts of our lives and stuff. But basically, a lot of people ask like, oh, how do I find my own style? I would say for the majority of people, I think you might be trying to find your style too early, because you're still learning. You're still trying to be consistent. You're still trying to match quality with your other drawings, and it takes a long time to establish. So foundation is usually what will help build your style as you go along in your life, and also your style will also naturally come with drawing things that you like. Like for me, for example, I love drawing anime. I love drawing cute frilly dresses. And sometimes my art will start looking a lot more feminine. Other times it'll look a bit grungy depending on what I'm drawing at the moment. But for the most part, like I have a very distinct way I like to draw things. And that kind of just comes off with just a lot of practice and stuff. But for those who, and Colton has mentioned this before, but for those who want to establish a style because, you know, you're confident enough in your art and you're like, okay, you know, now how do I find myself as an artist? Then it's like, okay, then you start looking at specific references of artists and you make a reference board and then you like just really start nailing that style down.
Yeah. If you didn't focus at all on style, you would still develop a style.
Yeah, because
like,
it's you.
Your style comes from what you like drawing. So you don't even need to focus on style. It's just going to happen. Foundation will make any style look great.
What I find a lot, and this is what Colton and I notice, is when people try to find a unique style, they end up looking like everyone else's art. And that's because...
Yeah, it's like this...
It's this kind of weird dichotomy or this weird, like, irony.
It's like this weird contradiction. Like, everybody tries to make their style so unique that they all actually end up looking the same a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad. Like, if you want your style to look like everybody else's, that's fine.
But it's kind of unintentional.
Like they try to avoid other people, and by trying to avoid them, they actually become like everybody else trying to avoid people.
Yeah. And you can kind of see, like, what the similar decisions they make. You know, that's not to say that, you know, it's bad. It's just, it's kind of just the irony that happens.
Yeah, it's just funny that it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to make an OC, and I don't want it to be like anybody else's OC, I'm going to get really, really, really specific about all these different design choices. Okay, he's got a prosthetic leg on his left. He's missing one hand. He's got an eye patch. He's got a scar right here on his neck. He's got green hair in the middle. He's got blue hair on the left, and he's got red hair on the right. He has 2 horns. One of them is broken halfway off. And then all of a sudden, by trying to avoid your character looking like anybody else's character, it ends up being very similar to a lot of other people's characters. Again, it's not bad that happens. It's just if you are trying to avoid other things and it causes you to be like other things, I think it's just kind of funny.
I think it's funny. We got to look up some of the chat.
Yeah.
We kind of went a little bit on a...
I was here at the beginning because you're trying to find the foundation of hands. There's going to be a VOD on this universe. You can join our Discord server, and we post the VODs.
And that's YouTube. When we covered all the foundation of hands.
Yeah.
Because I'll show you real quick. This is what we covered in the beginning. So...
I tried to draw people, but if everything isn't perfectly geometrical, I have to restart. That sounds to me a little bit like perfectionism. I may be wrong, but consider being a little bit looser. Try to go for quantity over quality. Doing more will help you more than going perfect on one. Mm-hmm. Like the story of the pottery teacher.
Yeah.
The pottery professor. I don't remember exactly what it was called. Finding your style is like learning about yourself. It comes over time with practice and mistakes. Yeah, you just develop a style based on what you enjoy drawing. Like, if I really like drawing dragons and I draw them for years, I'm going to develop a style that's very based on drawing dragons. If I like bright and really saturated colors, I'm going to use them a lot, and I'm going to get good at using bright and saturated colors. Like, if I like certain kinds of poses or certain kinds of designs, style is something you don't even need to pay attention to. It'll just happen automatically. What brush are you using? There's a free download to the brush on the link on our profile.
I always have trouble drawing hands. And also, try to go out of your comfort zone. Try drawing poses or hands or whatever that you're not comfortable with. And try to learn the best you can. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like right now, this hand is not perfect. I mean, to some of you it might be, but I'm not very happy with it personally because there's a lot of things that I could correct. Like this gesture of this finger is kind of like weird. And the fingers are a little bit long. But I'm not really concerned about that too much because I will try to fix that later.
Yes.
So there, we got it. That's a bit better now. And I would suggest really trying to look for things, like look for the mistakes, but not in a toxic way. Like don't go like, oh, here's why my art sucks because this, that, and my art just sucks. I'm never going to draw again. You don't want to do that. Instead, you look at your art objectively. You're like, okay, based on whatever I've learned, I know that my hand is supposed to be, at least this big. The fingers, based on this proportion, look a little bit too long, so I'm going to change it a little bit. Oh, this perspective may look a little bit off. Okay, I got to tweak it a little bit. And then,
take all of art so personally, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing that I've learned after working as a concept artist for a really long time is learning how to separate your emotional state from your art, not looking at things that need to be fixed or that clients want fixed as like a personal attack against you, because it's not. It's just the artwork.
Yeah.
Like, you are not your art.
So actually, Hello was asking if I could do a quick little tutorial how to do the full male body. That might be a little bit long. I don't know if I will do.
That's not today.
It's not today. It's that we're doing hands today, but maybe we'll do a more like body tutorial or body.
We can do that later on this week.
TikTok sometime, not TikTok. Live, because we want to focus a little bit more on teaching and stuff.
So who is all new here today? Anybody new? Their first time catching the stream, or the last stream was the first time?
Sometimes when I don't like how my art looks, I stop and then come back later and fix it. Yes, that's very
great.
good. Ooh, awesome. There's a lot of people who are new here.
Yeah, that's a good stop, come back to it later.
That's
Take
great.
A breather. That's a good strategy. Me, I'm new. Hello, T. Hello,
Kaden.
KK, the stupid furball. K, Kaden, Lily. Hello, Todd. Hello, Barbs. Oh, wow, a lot of new people here.
Thank you.
Lucas. Okay, so everybody who is new. Number one, we have a Discord server. It has a lot of people in it. It's all organized. We're going to be opening challenges soon to draw your OCs and other people's OCs. Very active community, really friendly. We go on group calls all the time. So if you want to join that, feel free. There's a link on our profile to join it. And if you can't see the link, just send us a message on TikTok and I will send you the link. Just say Discord invite, please. Love new art friends. Hello, Anna's art.
Hello.
It's all good, Lucas. We hope to see you on live.
Still a community on live.
Yes. So welcome, everybody. Hello, Apple. Welcome back. I was just doing my little speech about how we have a Discord community and it's super fun.
Danielle's our little cheerleader.
Anyone
yes,
who asked me about the Discord, I didn't read it.
Sorry about that.
I'm their little cheerleader. Thank you,
She's
Daniela.
our little dono cheerleader.
Daniela is one of our...
I think our first...
I'm not supposed to be biased, but one of our favorite students. Hello, cherries. Are we able to post our art in the Discord for art feedback? There is a critique channel. Christina and I probably won't give feedback because we're pretty busy, but...
There is a critique channel.
But there is a critique channel. Favoritism, someone says. Daniela's been around here for a while. She's more of a friend.
Yeah. We got a few regulars that have become friends. Like Vio's a good friend.
Yep.
I can't list off all of them, but Kayla's a good friend. She is very active as well.
It's not really favoritism. It's more like we're friends.
We just know them.
Love
we're
you guys teaching, been watching here and there. Awesome. Good to see you back.
We have Mitsubi also, as well as a regular.
You guys go live every day, or is this an occasional thing? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday we go live. 1:30 Pacific time, except today was a little late.
Yeah.
How do you draw hands holding things? You need to think about the volume of the thing that they're holding. So I would sketch out a cylinder like Christina is, or whatever.
You want to draw it?
Whatever.
So if I'm
holding,
I need a paper. I need like a toilet paper roll.
Reference.
Yeah.
How about this? I'll be a reference for you.
Okay. So what Colton is holding is a sharpener, cylindrical sharpener. Yes,
so,
I heard you.
Number one, reference. Number two, think about design, grouping, finger grouping. Think about simple volumes, right? And so she's going to use my hand as a reference.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where all the little fingers are going to be poking around, like the cylinder. So here, this is where we kind of like looking at shapes. Here, when I think of shapes, I think of, okay, what's the general width of the index finger, what are the general width of the middle finger and ring finger combined, and then we got the pinky.
Bella, yep, I have been working as a concept artist professionally since 2016, but Christina's usually does the anime type stuff here. I teach the environments, perspective, backgrounds, painting, rendering classes, all that kind of stuff.
It's kind of hard to do this angle.
So I could do this.
Yeah, you could do that. I think that's better. Or like turn it a little bit more. Yeah, like that. Exactly like that. It's hard to draw this side, so I'm gonna do that.
There is that another Bella? There's a download to the brush for free in our link on our profile. Hello, Tira.
Hi, Tira. She's another regular.
Welcome. I feel like Tira and Daniela would be friends.
Yeah, I feel like that too.
Don't mind us like shipping people as friends in the chat.
Yeah. By the way, Daniela, are you blonde or brunette? Because we were like asking, Colton and I were wondering like, oh, I wonder if she's brunette or she's blonde. You don't have to answer if you don't.
If you're actually have red hair or black hair, we both lose.
Yeah, we were trying to bet.
How you doing, Tira?
Okay.
Brunette.
I knew it. I said brunette. You said blonde. Okay. Okay. Anyways.
I was like, I feel like she's blonde. No, I feel like she's brunette.
That's the little things that I do. Okay, so you'll notice here that I'm actually rotating my fingers or the fingers here around the cylinder. In fact, I need to actually change the what's it called? Oh, Danny draws is also brunette. Is that what I'm? Oh, wow. Is that what you meant? That's cool. I kind of imagine you as brunette as well for some reason. I imagine a lot of people as brunettes.
Sam, you can download the brush for free in our link on our profile. Hello, Potato.
Hi, Potato. So I really recommend.
Okay, maybe that's why I thought
she's always drawing the Vocaloids.
Yeah, always
that are
drawing
blonde.
What are they?
Rin and Len.
Rin and what?
Rin and Len.
Len. Okay. Rin and Len.
You'll notice that when I'm drawing the fingers around a cylinder, it kind of has this like cylindrical shape as well. Go figure. Mm-hmm. So I would really recommend trying to wrap the fingers around that cylinder in a similar way in that shape. So then once I had the finger groupings, then I fit the fingers in. I'm kind of getting distracted.
Yes. So larger masses, but it's not just the shape. Start thinking about form very early on, which is like 3-dimensional space. So you notice how when Christina was drawing these 3 fingers right here, she didn't draw the fingers. She drew the mass wrapping around, almost like a mitten. And now she's starting to separate it out. Mm-hmm. How long does this live last? Usually an hour and a half to 2 hours. Although we've gone for 5 hours before.
If it's fun. Like if we're kind of just like, chilling and drawing and I'm just like brain rotting myself out of my brain.
Bella says, mind blown. Awesome. Yeah. My friends learning how to draw. I think they'll love this. Awesome. Yeah, share it to them.
Yeah.
We would love them to show up and we could say hi to them.
No, it's okay, Potato, if your Wi-Fi's going out.
How much time should I practice drawing? It depends on your goals and what you can handle and what you want to do. Yep, if you are new, don't forget to hit the follow button because you don't want to miss our future lives because they are all this useful.
Oh, look at that nice thumb. I'm getting warmed up now. Sometimes another thing that will really help with hands is finding the specific little things that go into like certain body parts of the hand. Like here, I noticed that when I'm, doing this hand right here, there will always be some sort of bump or some sort of joint coming out. So when I draw that, it feels a lot more natural. So it's also kind of like looking at the little inside jokes of your hand.
Some tutorials usually don't teach this. Glad you guys are teaching this.
Yay!
It seems easier. Yeah, it's like there's the anatomy, which is always the same, right?
Yeah.
And then there's ways that individual artists will break down simplification. And that's usually where tutorials will differ. Some tutorials only cover the simplification because they don't know the anatomy. Other tutorials will only cover the anatomy, and some will do both. So that's what I found with tutorials. Usually, and not like being mean or anything, but usually artists who don't know the subject matter as well can really only teach how they do something like simplified. They don't actually know the foundational principles behind it. And Christine and I try to focus on foundational principles like design, volumes. There's lots of really good tutorials out there though.
Basically, for every hand, I always make sure I add these little cylinders because, that's just what makes it more dynamic to look at.
Yep. Rizzy says, I wish it wasn't midnight right now. I want to stay.
Aw.
Turned 18 recently and just found my style after 12 years of drawing.
Wow,
Awesome.
that's awesome.
Congrats. Do y'all do warm-ups? Actually, yes, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I'll do 1 minute gestures for warm-ups a lot of the time, but it depends on what I'm teaching.
Yeah, we can probably do another thing that we can do is a drawing exercise challenge.
Yep. 12 also, Christina uses these streams to warm up.
Yeah, that's true. Because I have to draw later anyways. So I might as well use these streams to warm up and just kind of get my...
Hello, joined the Discord. Going. I'm Blue Lunas. Okay.
Awesome.
I have to try to remember that.
You mean like the
drawing account?
Oh, okay.
What is the best way to learn to draw action lines? You mean like speed lines, like something's happening? I did that on a chicken video.
You did.
Remember those action lines I drew?
Yes. We gotta find it.
At?
It's way down there. There it
is. You mean action lines like this? This is from one of our TikToks. So if you mean action lines like this, okay.
Trash
yes.
boat?
So you can see that these are kind of messy, but basically they need to radiate from a single spot. So I'll usually draw a line, duplicate it, and rotate it, and then keep doing that. Some programs probably have action lines. I'm guessing I'm guessing Clip Studio Paint probably
Can you do a demo here, or is that?
I don't even remember how I did it. I
don't know.
I just know it was like I drew a line.
Basically, this was the canvas.
Yeah. So like you draw a line, right? You start light and end dark, and then you hold it until it pops straight. And I would make a new layer, and I would put a little dot. And then I would take this line, and I would take it, and I would duplicate, and I would transform it.
Huh?
It's not working.
Oh, you duplicated the dot.
I duplicated the dot. So anyways, I'll just explain it. I make a dot, I duplicate the line, and then I transform it and rotate it centered on this dot. And I do that a whole bunch of times, like it multiplies every time, and then I delete the dot.
Mm-hmm. Autumn says, I'm really struggling on leg proportions. Are you doing a live with something like that anytime soon? So what I think I'll do for maybe next time, or I don't know, maybe later this week, I'll probably do like a body tutorial, and maybe we'll cover things like body proportions and legs and stuff. Because I know that Hello was asking me to do a tutorial on the male body, but that takes a while. Unless I feel like doing it right now, but right now we're kind of just sticking to drawing hands today. I don't know what else we're going to do. If I go off topic, then maybe I will.
You could probably find some action line templates online as well. You can probably download them. Does Clip Studio Paint have
They actually
like
do.
That,
they actually
lines?
do. I believe
okay.
so.
So if you have Clip Studio Paint, I would use that. How do you warm up? Because I feel myself tense up so many times lately. So we got some line exercises. So one of the things that I really like to do for me personally is draw like blobs. Like just draw a random blob. It doesn't have to be, just make it a neat little shape. And then, draw a center line wherever you want it. And then I just draw a wireframe. Now, this does a few things. This helps you to see things three-dimensionally, like create three-dimensional forms out of thin air, basically. But it also helps you to like train your arm to go, a little bit slower. Wrap
around the form. Like maybe this is kind of like where it peaks.
That's a good warm up by not necessarily, it depends how you feel like warming up, but I like to warm up by not necessarily drawing specific things, but just doing like organic forms. I like to draw rocks, tree branches, leaves, roots to warm up. Things that are flowy. They really help you warm up.
You can also do line exercises. Like this is a really popular one where you draw a line, put 2 dots, 1 dot in the middle, anywhere, wherever you want between these 2 dots. You could do one here, and then just draw like S-curves.
Hello? Yeah, we go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. 1:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Mm-hmm. That's another way to like get your arm to like just flow well.
Yeah. So that exercise that Christina just did is a exercise we got from Will Weston, who was a teacher in Art Center. And you just flow through and you do hit all three like that. And then there's another one which is similar. You draw a horizontal line, you draw dots on the end, and then you choose a dot like this, and you go zoop like that, and zoop like that. You don't have to hit the dots. It's just a warm-up exercise. You can go on the bottom like that. You can go really crazy with it like that. That's a really good warm-up.
That's actually genius. I'll try it. Great, Lena.
Do you have any tips for drawing backgrounds or learning to draw buildings and stuff? Right now, I have that in my class in anime art school, but right now, it's mostly like a hand drawing stream. I would say learn the basics of perspective. If you want to check out our YouTube video or our YouTube channel, it's Draw Anime Academy. I have a video called You'll Never See Perspective the Same Way, and that teaches the basics of perspective. If you want to check that out.
Ooh, another really good warm-up thing is to just draw a random line and turn it into a ribbon.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's the best. I love this one because this still gives me the flow, but I can just kind of do whatever I want and I can still draw a bunch of ribbons in nice forms.
Eden, it is the same exact brush for the sketch, line art, and coloring for streams.
Actually, I'll show you. This is what I did for painting. I did these all with the same brush.
Yeah, so every one of these are done with the brush that she's been using today. This was from a couple days ago.
Yeah, I really like that drawing.
This was Naomi's older sister. Naomi.
That's our OC.
Cute.
I know.
Here's Miko. She's on the cover of our book, Volume 1, so she's right here.
Oh, Kayla asked a question. She's like, oh, if there's blonde, that's just called blondes, and brunettes called their brunettes, then, like, what is, like, black-haired people called, like, I don't know. I think they will be under the category brunette as well.
I'm going to go through all of them.
Okay.
Here
Right, they are here.
Here they are. Here's Tira, our character.
Daniela loves Tira. She
Yep.
made a Tira on Roblox the other day. I sent it to you. It's super cute.
Oh, yeah. That's so cute. Here is June.
Oh, Raven Nets. That's actually really
and
cool.
There's Miki. Lost a pillow fight.
Yeah. Miki is Colton's OC.
Yeah. She was my OC from when I was like a kid.
These four are basically our OCs, and this is the only one that's his that he made. And then I just kind of hijacked it a little bit because I started drawing her a lot.
Christina draws my character more than I draw my character.
Yeah, because you can't draw her.
And then this is Naomi, and she decided to draw Naomi's older sister.
Yeah. So downloaded the brush, just got a lot of letters. That happened to someone before, but they ended up getting it to work. I'm not sure. So it's an ABR file. If you are downloading on your phone, that might be a little bit different. If you're downloading it on your iPad. Oh, yeah, there's Naomi again. If you're downloading it on your iPad and you already got it, basically, you got to go to your brush, press the plus sign here, then press import. And it's in your files.
And you have to download it into your files. See, all these are ABR files. That's Photoshop brushes. Procreate accepts Photoshop brushes.
Yeah. You have to take it to a browser instead of the TikTok browser. Okay, thank you, Em.
That actually makes
That
sense.
actually makes a lot of sense.
We're going to use that. Thank you.
Can y'all guess if I'm Hispanic or African American?
I have no idea.
Okay.
There's no way to know based on...
Okay, I'm guessing you're African American. I'm just kind of taking a wild guess. Tira's so cute. Thank you, Tira. The funny thing is that we got an actual viewer that's named Tira, so it's always funny. Like whenever she comes on to here, it's like seeing another Tira. Oh, you're Hispanic. Okay, nice. What iPad is this? This is iPad Pro.
Someone with their profile picture as the Procreate logo joined.
That's funny. Thank you.
Artsy Rakes. Rakes?
Rayx? Okay, I need to draw more hands now.
Good night, Opal.
Good night, Opal.
Opal in mind.
Opal in mind? I love opals. Opals are so pretty.
Hi. Yep, I was commenting on your profile picture.
Okay.
Artsy Ray.
Artsy Ray. Oh, okay, that's cute. I like the name Ray.
Ray.
My character's name Ray, so it's fun.
Do you guys do art reviews or critiques? I only do them
Through mentorships.
as part of a formal mentorship that people can sign up for. Generally not. We're pretty busy with our school and running our.
We usually do it if we really feel like it. Is the thing.
I would be fine opening like a critique, like for hire thing.
We could do like a critique workshop, like where people pay to get their work critiqued, but it's like a fee, like an entrance fee or something. I mean, we can go on a Discord call or something. But anyways.
So if anybody's interested in that sort of thing, let me know. I don't really expect
critiques for hire.
I don't really expect anybody to be that interested in it, but maybe. How are you guys? Nori, we are doing well.
Hey, Nori. I remember you. I'm just drawing some hands.
Oh, Artsy Ray, I'm so sorry to say that we just did a whole stream on hands.
But we will have this on the VOD,
But
so you will see all this
There
stuff.
is hope. What?
It's on the top.
Oh.
And then
There is hope.
You gotta make sure.
We're going to put this all as a VOD on our YouTube channel. So if you want to go find our YouTube channel, Anime Academy VODs, or you can join our Discord server and the VODs get posted in the content updates channel when they go live. This stream was all about hands.
And I'm still drawing some hands because I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, she's still drawing hands.
I keep forgetting that Nori is actually cat on Discord. I'm supposed to draw this.
Not only do we have to know 800 people, we have to know them twice because we have different usernames on every platform.
It's all good though.
It's good.
It's cute.
You can just call me Cat.
Yeah.
Do you
I call you
know
Cat
we
sometimes.
read webtoons? No, neither of us do.
I would love to make a webtoon.
It sounds cool. I think it'll be interesting.
Brush is weird.
Yeah, I definitely... See, when I do mentorships, I've been doing one-on-one mentorships with students for a really, really long time, since like 2019. And my mentorship program is like $125 an hour.
So just for context, when we do critiques, we're basically treating you as if you're going to become a professional. So most of the time, for a lot of people, when they ask for critique on a work, I'm just going to do like a little
All right, Kudo.
drawing here. Bye, Kudo.
Yeah.
They have like a lot of like, let's say their general foundation needs work, but most of the time when we look at a critique, we see things in a professional light, and we do major changes to the work if it really needs it. But sometimes, for the most part, a lot of people won't take the critiques because, one, it's just a critique, they can take it or leave it. And two, it's kind of just like, well, I ain't going to do all that because that's a lot of work. So that's why we really try to like kind of reserve it for like really specific things.
Yeah. I don't generally critique or mentor people unless they are planning on becoming a professional artist who makes a living off of art.
Yeah.
And I also charge for it because it takes a lot of time.
It does. It takes a lot of time.
Experience involved.
Yeah.
But that's why we do these live streams, and that's also why we built our school. So you can learn foundation.
So I should actually just draw a few more hands and kind of maybe explain my way through them, because I know that some people were like, oh, they came late, and it's probably better for me to describe some stuff for hands so people aren't just watching for just drawing. They aren't just watching me draw hands for nothing. Mm-hmm. So copy paste. I'm going to do these hands here because they're very simple looking, and I can kind of explain what I did earlier just as a little reminder, refresher.
I picked up a new anatomy book that came out not too long ago on Super Ani. And it's really good.
It's a really good book.
Yeah, it's really good. This is the anatomy book. Anatomy drawing class.
I'll take you.
It's really good.
It's a lot of practice.
I would recommend it. It's super thick. It's like a huge book.
But it has like so much stuff that it's like I just never thought of before.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's just you just can't know all anatomy just through like trying to wing it. You just have to learn it from somewhere.
Yeah, like you get some really good stuff in here, like this sort of thing. Really good anatomical breakdowns, really good proportional breakdowns, legs, bones, pelvis. Like here's the muscles that connect to the pelvis and the femur. That looks like your tensor fascia and your medius and maximus.
Show the cover again.
All right.
This is expensive, by the way.
Yeah, this book will probably run you like $60 or $70. You can find it on Super Ani. They don't sell it on Amazon or anything.
Lena asked if we're siblings or friends because they said it seems like we work really well together. We're husband and wife.
Yeah, we've been married for 4 years. So yeah, anyways, I'm more just commenting on it. I don't expect anybody here to buy it. It's really expensive. This is why art class is closer to a science class than an art class. Yep, I mean, art is kind of a science.
It is kind of a science. That's what's
psychology.
hard.
Art is psychology, right? Because your art has to be perceived by other people. And it goes in through their visual senses and gets translated by their brain, and they have to be able to understand it. So I would say art is more psychology than anything else. That's why design is so important.
So I'm going to cover this hand, and I'm going to cover the basics again just as a refresher for people who are new here. What I just did here was I basically blocked out my proportions based on this hand. Go ahead.
I don't know what that is.
Diek? I have no idea what that is.
Probably not. I'm guessing it's the private parts. No. I don't believe it does.
Okay. So I think I just got like fooled into saying the D word. Anyways, so here we got the proportions. We got generally the finger, or not the finger, the hand proportions on palm side down is half and half. So we have the halfway is the middle finger and halfway down is the palm. So generally for palms facing down poses, you want to make sure that these are even. And then basically the finger is kind of just like referred to the middle finger. At this point, they're kind of just a little bit shorter or a little bit longer. Depends. The middle finger is always going to be the longest.
Okay, look.
What?
Hello joined in my drawing account.
Luna's,
So
okay.
Luna's is hello.
Gotcha. So I blocked it down really quickly again. Then we got index finger, ring finger, and pinky finger will be kind of resting in this area. So what I did was I just drew an arch of the gesture of this finger, of these fingers here. This is just to make it a lot easier for me to group them and make sure the sizing is correct. Here's the index finger. Here's the middle finger. In fact, I need to actually not round these out so much or they look like sausages. I don't want them sausage fingers. I want them like fries. The reason why I do fries is because it's a lot easier to see the perspective of the fingers right here. So let me think. This is not looking very good. I need to fix things. So this middle finger is a little bit thicker and also a little bit more in front than the index finger. So I'm going to push these closer together. This ring finger is about the same height as this index finger. We were talking about digit index ratio just a little bit, but some people have taller ring fingers or taller index fingers than the other. Mine is, I have a higher ring finger and a lower index finger. Then the pinky kind of just comes out and hangs out.
Paper screen cover on the iPad. Yes, there is one on. It helps with the glare for lives.
And then thumb, kind of like a little triangle with an olive on top. This is the joint. This is the thumb, the large part of the thumb. And there's the hand. The very basic hand. You can also apply knuckles by adding these little carpals. I think these are called carpals. And little knuckles here and there, like little indents like that, if you want. Generally, the hand, is also thick to thin. So a lot of people make the hands like a complete block, like this, and then the fingers are all the same width. If everything's the same width, then it's not very dynamic. Those are the metacarpals. Thank you, Big Toe. The thumb's just there, yeah. So what you want to do, carpals in the wrist. Okay, thank you. See, I'm metacarpals and then carpals. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm not very well versed in the skeletal part. I can tell the names of the skeletal part. So a lot of people, whoa, Colton.
What?
No problem. You just accidentally shifted the camera a little bit.
Oh, I'm responding to people who are asking for the Discord link.
Nice. And there we go. Aqua says, hi, literally accidentally clicked on this while scrolling through TikTok and am staying. Thank you for staying. We'd love to have you here. So anyways, you want to make sure that the palms are not the same width. They're actually, kind of curled down a little bit. They're kind of like, angled down towards the wrist because the wrist gets thinner. So if the entirety of your palm is the same width, it's not going to flow down to your wrist very well. So yeah, there we go. Sorry for asking again. I might have missed your response, but are there brushes you use on your Discord? This is the brush. The brush link is in our profile. This is the same exact brush that I'm using on stream.
Yes, you can go to the Resource Chair channel. I have posted the brush in there.
And the Discord link is also in the TikTok profile.
I don't know where I posted it in there.
Thank you,
I'll probably
Apache.
just pin it. So I'm going to upload the brush again on Discord in the resource. Oh, that's Study Share. I'm in the wrong channel. That's why. What the heck is a Resource Share? Here it is. Oh, yep, it's right there. So if you go to Resource Share in the Discord channel, boom, pinned it.
Hi, Danny. Welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while.
If you can't get the brush downloaded for some reason. I pinned the download to the brush file in the Discord server. Drew some hands. They look bad, though. I'll send them in Discord later.
That's okay.
It's all good. It's good practice.
Yep. My hands always, I mean, I think everyone's hands just look bad for a long time, for a while. My hands always look bad for a while. So now, when I'm doing the palm facing up, we still got that like trapezoid shape on the palm right here. The thumb kind of just like hangs out. It's like a connection, there's like a webbing connection over here. So usually you want to draw a curve. There's a thumb pad.
So if you want the link that's on our profile, but it doesn't show up, this is the link. It's just drawanimeacademy.com/TikTok. You can find the Discord invite in there. So you can type that into your browser. Go ahead and take a screenshot of that if you want to save it. Do you guys focus on different body parts every stream? Sometimes. Streams vary a lot. Sometimes we'll focus on hair. Sometimes
we'll focus on heads.
General questions of whatever happens to come up. Sometimes anime faces and expressions. Sometimes, all kinds of stuff. Sometimes there's OC drawing streams.
Sometimes we kind of just like hang out and chill and draw together. So that's another thing that we like to do. I love doing those. Those are always really fun.
Mm-hmm. Welcome everybody who is new. Don't forget to hit the follow button. And we also go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 1:30 Pacific.
So what I love doing...
Streams also on a channel in the Discord. The VODs that are uploaded onto YouTube they get posted in content updates.
So what I love doing is just basically just grouping the whole fingers, and then I just fit them in. So that way I don't have to draw every single finger all at the same time or one after the other. I can just group it and then find where all of these are going to go. So since this hand is kind of like spread out a little bit, I'm going to have to spread out the fingers just a tiny bit.
What time is it?
It is 4:52.
How long has this stream been going?
I don't know.
When did anybody know? Oh, wow. Lots of shares and hearts.
Thank you. I actually need to change the laundry soon.
When did I put out that?
That notification?
Yes.
I don't know. TikTok usually says if we've been...
4:52. So we have been live for 2 hours exactly.
Oh, wow. Oh, nice. You are making it look easier. That's great. I had to put Danny's fake nails on. Oh, so you and Danny know each other? That's cool. But long nails on one of them, please. Okay. Put long nails. Okay, so what I will do is I will draw a hand like this. And these are going to be lady hands because long nails usually are more for ladies. I'll draw one hand. And usually when I'm drawing nails, like long nails, I like to taper the fingers so that...
Sister, they said.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's great.
I never knew that. That's so cool.
Do you both draw? Mosquito joined.
Mosquito. Ugh. I hope you don't bite me because I'm a mosquito magnet. Anyways. So there's the fingers. I make sure to taper them a lot so that it just looks nicer. It makes the long nails flow smoother. Oh, it's my sister's sad face. Oh. Sad face? Oh.
What sad face? Oh. You need to get along with your siblings.
Not everyone has... I shouldn't say that. Let's hope it's a healthy sisterly rivalry. Okay. ... You guys are funny.
Yeah, you're funny.
So here, this is where I would put the nails. So obviously, nails grow and curl up the longer they get, and they get more brittle. So we don't want to, we don't want to do that. So generally, we have like really long nails like this, if that's what you want. You can have like the nice pretty nails like on manicures and stuff. Those would be just a little bit longer like this. But essentially, for placing nails on hands,
the fancy ones,
you would want to make sure that there's a bit of padding right here.
So remember, the nail is on top of the hand, so there's going to be an overlap.
Yeah, and fancy nails also have a little bit of a curvature to them.
Yeah.
Because I think they're made of different stuff. So you'll see like a little bit of a bump. So you notice I'm always adding a bit of a gap between the flesh and the nail itself. Like that. Do the same thing on the pinky. We're gonna do the same thing on the thumb. And usually nails like this will kind of have a bit of more of a curvature on the inside as well. So you kind of see them like curling up or curling inward just a little bit through here. So that will make the nails feel a lot more nicer. Oh, Apple is the brother. I see.
Oh.
Okay, I always assumed that you were a girl. I'm sorry.
Never wants to play Roblox
or Minecraft. Thing is, if Danny will like Dress to Impress on Roblox. That's a girly pop game.
Are you the reason that they don't want to play, or are they the reason they don't want to play?
That's the question, right? It could just be that you just play the guy Roblox games and not
play Dress to Impress in
our channels.
In our channels on our Discord.
I sometimes see the streams and they're really fun. Sometimes when I look at those streams, I'm like, dude, this server is rigged. It's so much fun though. You hate that game? That's funny. Girly pop just means it's just girly. So many Dannys I know. You might like, Daniela and Iz like to play baddies, which is like a fighting, like street fighting kind of game. They like people like run at each other and they're like hitting each other with stop signs and stuff.
Maybe we should play Roblox at some point.
I know, that'd be really fun.
Normally, I really don't like streams, but I really like this one.
Well, thank you. We try to be casual and also just kind of like educational.
No, stop, Christina. Exposed.
Hey, if y'all are gonna show this on stream, I might as well say a little bit of what we do, right?
Yeah. Long story short,
I think it's very fun.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So there, we got, pretty fancy long nails.
Me.
Is not you. But you guys play together. But yeah, is usually the main one that plays baddies.
About 2 hours?
It's about 2 hours.
We'll probably wrap up pretty soon.
Yeah, we probably should. Hopefully that helped. Let me know if it did. I also got to finish up laundry. But either way, there's hands. Let's see here. What else do we do?
Usually not animal streams. Neither of us are very good at drawing animals.
I am not good at drawing animals. I can draw a little bit of furries, but I'm not very good at it. How do you find the right colors? I'm a struggle, especially in anime shading style. That goes into a little bit of color theory.
Lukewarm water. Take a screenshot of this, and you can get the brush from there. DrawAnimeAcademy.com/TikTok. You can find the brush download on that page. If you don't see the link on our profile, this is the direct link to it.
Actually, I want to plug this in real quick for coloring. We actually color skin in this book.
Oh yeah.
And actually, I can go through really quickly what we do.
So by the way, we have published 2 books on how to draw manga, and it does cover coloring. What's your opinions on Deadpool?
I think he's funny.
I don't really have an opinion.
I don't have an opinion. I just thought he's funny. I only saw one movie of him. Join through the invite. That's funny.
Awesome.
So when you color skin tones, man, these heads don't look very good anymore. This is an old book now. So what I do is I look at, warm skin tones as well as cool skin tones. And those will have different shadows. So this is the light, this is the shadow.
Bye-bye, Danny.
Bye, Danny.
And thank you, other Danny.
Yes.
1 week till the books come.
Nice. So what I do is I determine, okay, what is the shade of the skin tone? Is it a cool pale tone? Is it a warm dark tone? And generally the cooler the skin tone is, it's going to go more toward violet or red. So these are the cool tones right here. These are generally the warmer tones on the opposite side of the spectrum. So yeah, so there's a cool and a warm green, cool blues, cool greens, all that stuff, cool yellows, whatever. And basically I think, okay, if it's a pale skin tone, then my shadow, I want it to be a little bit warmer and a little bit more saturated. Just because skin has saturation and has like really nice vibrant colors.
Saturation is like the vibrance of the color, basically.
Yeah.
How do I use the brush in your bio? You download it onto the files on your iPad, and then you import it
into Procreate. By pressing the brush and then going to +, and then import. And this is the screen that should show up.
Yep. And then you'd probably go back to browse and find the file.
Mm-hmm. This is just recents.
Yep.
Anyways, y'all know that. So then, I always like to do a little play of warm and cool. So if it's a warm skin tone, I might do a little bit of a cooler shadow. So that means if it's a warm skin tone like this, that's quite orange, maybe I'll go a little bit more towards like a duller or like a more grayish not super gray, but just a tiny bit grayer shadow. It just really depends. So something like this, right? Just a little bit darker and a little bit more saturated, and also shift the hue a little bit, shift the colors a little bit. Sometimes you'll get some really cool color combinations. But if you want, you can take a picture of this. These are kind of like a really simple color base, and these are the samples that I use. So these are all just using the same colors from here. Like I used number 1 for this one, number 3 for this one, number 4 for this one, and number 5 for this one. So that's basically what it looks like. So you can take a screenshot. I don't care what you do. So anyways, there we go.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Maybe we'll be heading off pretty soon.
Yeah.
Just as a final little thing, we do have an online school. So it's a self-paced program if you're interested in that. And if you are new and haven't heard me talk about it earlier, you can check it out on drawanimeacademy.com. You will find everything that you hear on stream, plus about 100 times more, all completely on demand whenever you want it, and homework assignments, and it's all organized and good. So
will there be any quiet drawing later? Maybe.
So that's the link to it. So check it out. It is called Anime Art School. There's 7 different classes. And if you want to become a professional artist and you want to learn foundation, you're maybe lacking on anatomy or perspective or not sure how to draw clothes or hands or expressions, it's exactly for you.
Mm-hmm.
It is exactly for the kind of people who want foundation.
Yes.
So,
stream was really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, and this VOD, I'll chuck it up on YouTube later.
I love the vibes of this live. I like the vibes of it too. It's really fun. It's really chill.
And we also have a free Discord community, so go check it out. Check out the Discord. The link is also on our profile. And we hang out. We join voice chats and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. I might even go on a call later tonight. Who knows?
Yeah.
I like hanging out sometimes there. Can I take a screenshot of the hands? Which hands?
These ones?
You mean these ones? These will all be on the live stream demos. I'll probably, unless you mean the reference, you can probably find those later. But I mean, I'll post these here. Take
Those
a
ones?
screenshot.
Just post those 2.
I'll post those 2 as well.
But they're on Pinterest. You can just look up like hand pose references.
Yeah.
And you'll find them.
The reference, yeah. I'll post these on the demo as well, so why not? So that way you can still get a picture.
What's for me? We have an online school that teaches how to draw. So for everybody that's been here for a while that was watching the lesson, I was just letting them know that if they want all of this and a lot more, they can get it online.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, thank you for showing up. And yeah, we'll see you on Friday.
Yes, and I'm so excited for Saturday stream because that's when we do characters.
Saturday streams, Christina draws people's OCs. There's a channel in the Discord server that we are going to open up for people to post their OCs, and Christina draws them live.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Mary.
So,
that's so cute.
Where's the last OC drawing stream? Right here? No, that's
some other stuff.
That's other
right
stuff.
here.
Here it is. So here's the OCs of people in the Discord server that she drew.
Yas.
And then we ship them at the end.
Yep. Or ship them sometime during the stream. Someone said they think our voices are cute.
That's great. I've been thinking about this, and I think your voices are cute. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. I think I had, I think I only ever really heard that once. Someone left a review on one of my online classes, and they said, his voice is cute.
Yeah. It's funny. Looking forward to being in you guys' community. Awesome. We look forward to seeing you there too. Anyways, I will post all these into the demo. We'll hopefully get this up as a VOD if the internet works well today. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we will see you on Friday.
Yep, gotcha sheep, rip.
Sorry, gotcha sheep. You'll come in next time.
We'll see you later.
Yeah.
All right, bye-bye, everybody.
Have a good day, good night, good afternoon, wherever you are.
Yep, and we'll see you in the Discord.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.